You're on the mic. Hello, everybody. Mike from Southern California. Mike from Southern California. Here with you again. So today I'm going to talk about Funimation. Yesterday Funimation filed a TCPA motion. We're going to go over that a little bit, as well as obviously we need to. For those of you who may not understand what the TCPA is, I'll explain that a little bit and how that applies to Vic and I think so. Here we go. So yesterday, Funimation filed in Texas what is referred to as the TCPA, or the Texas Citizens Participation Act. This was a law that was passed in the state of by the Texas state legislature to ensure private citizens' First Amendment rights in the event that they should criticize somebody who's deemed a public figure, to where the public figure couldn't just simply, sue them into bankruptcy and destitution, to basically shut them down, to quench their free speech, basically. Now, in the law, there's two separate definitions for public figure. There's a general purpose public figure, and then the limited purpose public figure. So the general purpose public figure is the one where basically it's a household name. Basically, it's somebody who's considered a household name. Somebody whose fame is just so pervasive that you just walk down the street and you ask anybody who, hey, do you know who this person is? That's the idea of the general purpose public figure. Okay. My interpretation of the limited purpose public figure doctrine is more the idea if the person is famous within a specific area of interest. Like maybe you don't go out, maybe you don't necessarily, when you go out and you ask just, John Doe or Jane Roe on the street, if they know who this person is, they may or may not know. But if you go, let's say, within a specific area, you ask about a person whether or not they're well known. It's this doctrine. It's what Funimation is trying. Funimation in part is trying to claim that since Vic is a limited purpose public figure, therefore, they should be excused from the lawsuit. In claiming that because he's a limited purpose public lawsuit, they should be excused from the lawsuit in that because within he's probably considered one of the most well-known and beloved voice actors in the anime dubbing industry. They're trying to really sell this point hard on that. They're also claiming that their statements are truthful and non-defamatory and are linking his own post, and this is a big thing that many people have been critical of Vic. Now, Vic is a nice man, maybe just a little too nice at times. And in his defense, he's trying to be a good Christian. He's trying to be a good Christian. A lot of people are saying that his attempted apologies were, we've come to learn that you just don't apologize to social justice warriors, to SJW. You don't apologize to them. You don't apologize to NPCs, whatever you want to call them. Because the problem is here, people, is if you apologize or you try to apologize, they're gonna try to sell it as an admission of guilt, even though in his statements he did clarify between, you know, he what he apologized for is if his genuine shows of affection made people uncomfortable. But he did distinguish between that and accusations of sexual predation, sexual assault, and pedophilia, in which he categorically denied those. Okay? I think everybody who's ever interacted, I think most of us who've been standing with him know that Vic is he's a nice guy. He's a legitimately good person. He wouldn't do this stuff. Okay? Now, what Funimation is trying to do in filing the TCPA, they're trying to get out of the lawsuit by claiming he's, again, generally a public figure. You know, the thing is, they may be able to get the defamation part of the lawsuit dropped, but there's still but there's still 4 other things. Tortious interference with existing and or with existing contract and potential business practices, as well as civil conspiracy and vicarious liability. Funimation is trying to get their part of the lawsuit thrown out altogether, but and they at least might be able to get the defamation part thrown out if they can establish that Vic is what they call a limited purpose public figure. They might be able, but they're going to have to prove that. They are going to have to prove that. But in terms, they still might end up getting locked in on the civil conspiracy and vicarious liability. On the vicarious liability part, even though part of it is they claim that Ron Toy is not an actual employee, which he isn't. He's not technically an employee of Funimation. Okay. They also try to argue that voice actors are hired on as independent contractors. They're not necessarily employed by Funimation. They're independent contractors. And therefore, because they're independent contractors, Funimation is not responsible for their conduct. But where that gets a little tricky, too, is that they do require these independent contractors, as they like to call them, they do have them sign off on what are called non-disclosure agreements, or NDAs. Those are usually done for the purposes of they can't talk about what they're working on until it's ready to be announced. But so they do exercise some control. Now during the time of the investigations were happening during from January 22nd to the 24th of 2019, in which Tammy Denbo, an agent for Sony, was conducting an investigation in which she was interviewing two fans, Monica Rial and Vic, and through the investigation had determined that the allegations were credible enough that warranted Vic's firing. As we've come to find out, the allegations are pretty weak. Okay, the one thing we do know for certain is the Jelly Bean incident. Everybody's heard that one. Okay. There's just a lot of stuff going on in regards to basically though, Funimation was going to be the hardest one to prove, just in that they're a bit more distant from it. Like you definitely, Jamie, Monica, and Ron are not getting out of this. They're definitely going to be tried. Funimation, they still could get tried if the TCPA is not granted, if the dismissal is not granted. There's a stay of discovery until the dismissal is ruled upon, whether or not they'll get dismissed from the. But basically, for Funimation, they have to prove that Vic is a public figure, and it's most likely going to be probably through. If they do succeed, it'll be as a limited purpose public figure. However, the way that Vic and his lawyers, how Ty and how Beard Harris, Bullock, and Hughes can counter that is by proving malice. If they can prove that Funimation's conduct was done maliciously in terms of how they ended up firing Vic, then the TCPA won't be granted. Now, there's obvious malice. There's obvious malice in the other three defendants' cases. Okay, the malice from Funimation is a little bit more trickier. You know, what I would argue is part of it is because Funimation is trying to cover their own butt, and in filing the TCPA like this to get themselves out of it, they're basically trying to throw Jamie, Monica, and Ron under the bus. That's the general consensus there. That trying to get out of it, they're basically trying to throw them under the bus. So that's what it comes down to. The thing is that, you know, Vic, they're trying to use his own statements against him. He's trying to use the fact that he tried to apologize against him. But people have to understand, yeah, Vic is a very nice man, but also it goes towards his belief system. As a Christian, you know, oftentimes Christians are called to turn the other cheek. If somebody wronged you, if somebody slaps you on one side of the cheek, you turn the other one, let them slap you on the other, you know. Because they want you to show Christ's love, you know, the love of Christ, and show, you know, just as Jesus was graceful towards you and saving you from your sinful nature, you should extend that same grace to others. But you can't really do that with first off, social justice warriors don't believe that. They genuinely don't believe in Christianity. Okay? These people involved are evil people. Funimation, you know, in doing this to Vic, they have established themselves. Funimation, Jamie, Monica, and Ron have all established themselves as very, very evil people. You know, many of us would call that bearing false witness, because everything that they have stated has been debunked. Some of the articles that in the exhibits in the TCPA filing include some of the articles that have already been debunked. In which, you know, in the A&N article in particular, where a couple of the girls basically said, "Hey, don't use our photos. We didn't give you permission to use our photos to bash Vic." So just keep that in mind, you know. Basically, though, what it comes down to is this. Funimation's trying to establish a way out by saying that Vic is a limited purpose public figure. But if Ty and Carrie and Beard Harris, Bullock, Hughes can establish that Funimation acted maliciously, then Funimation will have to answer for it. So anyways, I guess that's all I can really say about it. I probably ran a little more than I should there with it, but check the links below. My Twitter handle, if you want to contact me directly, go ahead and contact me. You can. My Twitter handle will be in the links. I'm also covering. I'm also promoting Fantasy Soft and some of the GoFundMe's. As always, remember, guys, while you're not obligated to do so, if it's on your heart, if you feel you can, if you feel you can, and it gets put on your heart to do so, please consider donating. If you've already donated, please consider donating again. If you cannot donate, that's understandable. At least help share the links to where people can consider maybe put on their hearts to do it if they have also, and again, check out Korg's and Pixlexia situations too to help them out as well. And I'm also promoting Tug's Indiegogo. So and if you like this content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I always look forward to the conversations with you guys about this stuff. The back and forth, the banter back and forth and stuff like that. It's good mental exercise. I hope you guys will watch the videos and comment and engage. And until tomorrow, guys, I'll talk to you later. Bye.